Hi everyone, it's Suey here. I wanted to come to you and give you a little review on this book, When My Name Was Keoko by Linda Sue Park. This is one I read this past month for the Asian Readathon and for AAPI month. It's a fictional story, but based on the experiences of the author's parents when they were growing up in Korea in the 40s. It starts in 1940. It portrays what it was like to be a Korean in Korea during the Japanese occupation. The Japanese took over Korea in 1910. So 30 years later, in 1940, we're totally in the midst of this occupation time, which was a terrible, terrible time. The Japanese people, one by one, took everything away from the Koreans. And one of the things they took away was their names. So this starts out when our girl, who's 10 years old at the beginning, has to choose a Japanese name for herself. Of course, in 1941, a couple years later after this, Japan bombs Pearl Harbor, and now they are in World War II. And the family that we're following is just like, can't believe this, because they're already struggling with other things. They can't believe that they jumped right into this war. And so now things get even crazier because we've got the war going on, and they take more and more things from them for resources for the war. And they also make them all help in the war effort. And the boy in here, her brother, which is this picture, which, like I said, I think this might be our author's parents, but he ends up volunteering to be a kamikaze pilot fighter, which, as you know, those are the suicide bombers, right? And he is totally not for Japan. He is for the United States. They all know that if the US wins this war, they will become free. So they have to figure out how to help make that happen without the Japanese government knowing that they're helping. And so it goes into a lot of that stuff in a very simple way, because this is like a middle grade / YA. It can kind of borders on both. The girl is 10 to 15 years old during the course of it, and the boy is 13 to like 18 years old. Because it's both of their points of views back and forth. He decides to do that even though he's not for Japan. He wants America to win. But he realizes that if he does it, it will help his family, because they got some food rations because he did that. And he has plans of what he's actually going to do when it's his turn to do the dive bombing suicide mission. Anyway, it's really good. I'm giving this one 5 stars. It's a really, really fast and simple and brilliantly written, beautiful description of this time period in life, and how hard it was for the Koreans to deal with this situation, and how amazing it was when Americans won the war and they were free again, except for the fact that they drew the line on the 45th parallel, and chopped off half their country. And there were families that were separated and split up when that happened, and they gave the half of that country to the communists. That's another heart-wrenching story that I hope can have a happy ending at some day in time. I don't know if I'm going to be around and alive to see it, but maybe it's getting closer. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. So if you're interested in this time period in this country, these countries, then I would highly, highly suggest it. Until next time, happy reading. Bye.